The problem of unemployment and the economic problems that we're suffering here in the United States, of course, we're not alone. It's all over the world, and especially when it comes to the young. The unemployment rate for the young in the United States is, of course, much higher than the average unemployment rate. That's part of the reason why there's so many young people here, right? And in fact, the engineer that we talked to yesterday that had the great sign, the guy I nicknamed the professor, brilliant guy, knows so much, not just about engineering, but also about politics and policy, and he's unemployed. He can't find a job, even though he went to college. He did all the right things. He played by the rules. Now, like I said, we're not alone. A lot of countries are experiencing this. In Ireland, the unemployment rate for the young went from 9% to 27%. In Spain, get ready for this, the unemployment for the young is up to 45%. But you know what happens when the young can't get a job, even though they've done all the right things and gone to college, etc.? Well, then they say, I'm going to protest. And it's not because I want something for nothing. It's that I worked hard, I did the right things, and the financial system and the sector has destroyed our economy, and now we can't get jobs because of that. Well, I'm going to protest that. That's why you've got protests here, you've got protests in Orlando, you've got protests in Denver, in Pittsburgh, you've got it in Ireland, in Spain, everywhere, because people understand the fundamental injustice of what's going on. And you know what? The greed has run amok, and it's a mistake. When you make that kind of mistake and you encourage these kind of protests, and there's a backlash. So if they were smart, they would actually get their greed under control, but they can't do it. They can't help themselves. All over the world, all we're doing is catering to those same bankers who pay all of our politicians and fix the rules in their favor.